Did you know that nearly 60% of the world's population relies on government-funded healthcare? Or that every day, governments spend over $1 trillion globally just to keep things running smoothly? Most people see government as a distant, often frustrating force in their lives. But what if I told you that the government is more crucial to our daily lives than you might think? From the moment you wake up and turn on the lights, to the time you lock your door at night, the government is playing a part in making sure things work. Governments shape everything: the roads you drive on, the air you breathe, even the food you eat. Yet, many of us barely give it a second thought. In this video, we'll take a deep dive into the hidden role governments play and how they impact our lives in ways you never imagined. We'll uncover surprising facts, dig into real-world examples, and explore what governments really do behind the scenes. Prepare to rethink everything you thought you knew about the government's power and purpose. Trust me, the truth might shock you. Chapter 1: Beyond the Power Struggles. What governments really do. Governments are often seen as power-hungry entities focused solely on control. But their role goes far beyond that. At the core, they're the systems that ensure society functions. Infrastructure like roads, bridges, and schools is not something we often think about, but it's the backbone of our everyday lives. In fact, 80% of all public infrastructure in the US is financed by government spending. Governments also manage health, safety, and basic services that ensure the survival and stability of their citizens. Take, for example, the postal system. Most people don't realize that the USPS delivers mail to over 150 million addresses across the US every day. It's easy to think that governments are just about laws and taxes, but the reality is, they handle the practical and essential needs that keep society functioning. From food inspections to water quality, governments keep us safe without us ever having to think about it. Governments are also the main players when it comes to disaster relief, whether it's responding to hurricanes, wildfires, or pandemics. During the 2020 COVID-19 pandemic, governments worldwide rolled out emergency relief packages, saving millions from financial ruin. If you're finding this video interesting so far, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. You'll get more deep dives into topics just like this one. Chapter 2: The Invisible Hand, Government and Economic Stability. Ever wonder why governments interfere in markets? It's all about stability. The government plays a crucial role in managing economic stability. During economic downturns, like the 2008 financial crisis, government interventions, think bailouts and stimulus packages, keep economies from collapsing. The US government spent over $800 billion on stimulus efforts during that crisis. They do this by controlling interest rates, managing inflation, and balancing the national budget. But it's not just about keeping the economy afloat, it's about building trust in the financial system. Without government intervention, prices could skyrocket, unemployment would rise, and basic needs like healthcare or education would become inaccessible. A recent study showed that countries with strong government economic policies tend to have lower unemployment rates and higher standards of living. Government spending on education, for instance, results in a more skilled workforce, which directly contributes to long-term economic growth. Chapter 3: Guardians of Order, the True Power of Law Enforcement. Law enforcement is not just about keeping the peace, it's about maintaining social order. Government bodies responsible for law enforcement shape our daily lives in unseen ways. A study by the National Institute of Justice found that communities with a higher number of police officers tend to have lower crime rates. However, there's a balance to strike. Too much policing can result in overreach and erosion of civil liberties. Governments invest in law enforcement to ensure justice is served, whether it's by protecting property or enforcing contracts. But law enforcement is also crucial in protecting individuals' rights, ensuring fair treatment, and preventing abuses of power. The role of government here is about finding that delicate balance between enforcing laws and respecting individual freedoms. As political theorist John Locke once said, the end of law is not to abolish or restrain, but to preserve and enlarge freedom. If you're enjoying the video, make sure to subscribe. We've got more intriguing content coming up that you won't want to miss. Chapter 4: Social Contracts. Are we all in this together? The idea of a social contract is a powerful one. Philosopher Thomas Hobbes argued that without it, society would descend into chaos. Governments exist because we, as citizens, agree to give up certain freedoms in exchange for protection and order. The social contract concept helps explain why we follow rules, pay taxes, and participate in elections. In exchange, we get security, education, and health services. But, like any contract, this one can be broken. Over the years, many citizens have felt that their governments aren't honoring their end of the deal. Governments have been criticized for corruption, inefficiency, and unfair treatment. But, in the right circumstances, governments are the glue that holds society together. They create a sense of unity and purpose, ensuring that everyone has access to basic rights and services. Chapter 5, The World Stage, Government's Role in Global Politics. A government doesn't just influence its own citizens, it shapes the world. Through diplomacy, trade agreements, and military presence, governments control international relations. The US government, for example, spends over $700 billion on defense annually. But it also provides humanitarian aid and influences global trade policies that affect millions worldwide. One of the most powerful ways governments shape the world is through international treaties. The Paris Climate Agreement is a perfect example. Nations band together to solve global issues. Governments also negotiate trade deals that affect everyday items like food prices, gas, and consumer goods. Through global diplomacy, they play a crucial role in preventing wars, establishing peace, and addressing global challenges like climate change. Chapter 6, The Future of Governance. Will we need governments at all? With technology advancing rapidly, some wonder if governments will still be needed in the future. Could blockchain or artificial intelligence replace traditional forms of governance? The idea is intriguing, but complex. Governments provide a system for handling disputes, ensuring rights, and maintaining public goods, functions that aren't easily replaced by machines. In fact, a recent study showed that, despite technological advancements, citizens still prefer human-led governance. People trust governments to address issues like income inequality, public health, and education, issues that are difficult for technology alone to tackle. As technology becomes more powerful, governments will likely play a more complex role, using tech to better serve citizens while maintaining their responsibility for justice, equality, and security. As we close this discussion, think about the role your government plays in your daily life. It's not perfect, but it's a force that has far more impact than we often realize. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for more insightful content on the real workings of our world.